Minimal contact keeps entanglement minimal. I laughed under my breath. Fine by me. For both families' sake, neither of us could afford cheating scandals while the contract marriage ran. So after I'd broken up with Adrian, I hadn't contacted him. Since Adrian loved someone and I loved someone, there'd be zero emotional or physical exchange between us. So, could I selfishly tell Adrian, Caleb, wait 1 year for me, then we'll marry? The message bounced back with a giant red exclamation mark. He deleted me after 1 day. I paced my bedroom frantic, angry, furious, heartbroken, until every feeling collapsed into worry and longing. I slumped in the chair, swiping through photo after photo of Adrian smiling straight into my eyes. The love in them had spilled right out of the frame. Had it all been fake? Had he acted that besotted just for $4,000 a month, deleting me the instant we split? The jumble of thoughts, the wild guesses, pressed down until I could barely breathe. I wanted, more than anything, to find him and demand answers. But what good would answers do? I couldn't go back to him anyway. Oh, Adrian even sends you candid selfies? Mom came in with warm milk and glanced at my phone. She swiped to a corporate headshot. Totally different aura from his boardroom photos. My brain blue screened. Why did my merger marriage fiance look exactly like my kept, clingy barista boyfriend? After Mom opened the door and left, my finger hovered over the call button again and again, only to pull back each time. Could it really be him? No way. Adrian was just a junior employee at a multinational firm, a guy who'd let me keep him for $40,000. The other Adrian, though heir to the Sterling dynasty that had ruled Eastbrook for a century, was a shark who chased profit alone and stirred storms across every boardroom he entered. They just happened to look alike, right? But the resemblance was insane. Identical twins? A secret love child? Unless I got an answer, I wouldn't sleep a wink tonight. I tossed and turned until I couldn't take it anymore and dialed at 12 sharp. No answer. I rang several more times. Finally the call connected. Probably yanked from sleep, his voice came out thick and hoarse. Cold fury threading the ice. Hello? I don't believe we have any emergency that justifies a midnight call. Don't waste your energy on me. If your hormones are keeping you up, go find whatever guy you're into. Just keep it off the radar and I'll pretend I never saw it. BP hung up. I sat frozen on the bed, stunned long after the line went dead. The instant he'd spoken, I'd known it was Adrian. Well played, Adrian. Well freaking played. I texted, have you even looked at my photo? An impatient bubble popped back. No need. I'm not interested in what you look like. If you keep calling in the middle of the night or texting this garbage, I'll assume you're an idiot, and idiots aren't worth partnering with. Sterling has plenty of possible allies. This merger marriage was something your parents begged for. Remember that. Watch your step and stay in your lane. Cold sweat broke across my back. For the family's sake, I answered with the utmost respect, sorry, Quinn. I'll control myself and stay within bounds. No reply came. I exhaled, deflated, and dropped my head. So what if barista Caleb and Tycoon Adrian were the same man? Everything was different now. He deleted me first. Clearly he wanted those days erased. He was Adrian, my superior, someone I had to please. Once I accepted that and found my place, I felt steadier. On marriage license application day, I reached City Hall early and waited for Adrian. Every couple around me sat glued together, faces glowing with bliss. I held my ID alone, sticking out like a lone snowbank in July. Skylar. It was Adrian's voice. I lifted a hand. Over here. For a heartbeat, his cold annoyance cracked. Skylar, what are you doing here? Are you getting married? He looked staggered, raising a hand to cup my cheek. I dodged. Quinn, boundaries. The prenup says no physical contact. Deeper bewilderment swallowed him. Skylar, you're Skylar? I met his gaze with cool courtesy. Skylar is my pen name. My legal name is Skylar. Your assistant told me you're on a tight schedule, so let's file the license and save your precious time. Uncertainty warred on his face. Finally, he managed a single word, fine. The process went smoothly. We walked out clutching our matching red booklets. Quinn, I'll head off. His hand clamped around my arm. Skylar, I twisted free. Quinn, you're breaching the agreement. 2 more strikes and we march back in for a divorce, and since the fault is yours, I expect Sterling to honor the partnership with my father. He looked wounded, fingers hanging in midair before falling limp. Then, almost pleading, he took a keyring from his assistant and held it out. Move into this lakeside manor. It's planted with the sunflowers you love, has a swing, a gazebo, a stream pipe down from the mountain. Our wedding manor, built for us. I eyed him coolly. The contract says no cohabitation, no contact. He cut in. A newlywed couple needs to project harmony. That makes it necessary. I accepted the keys with a neutral nod. Understood. I'll cooperate. I turned to leave. He blocked me again, annoyed. I pasted on a smile. Anything else? He pointed to the car. I'll drive you home. I'll call a cab. He stood firm. Projecting harmony, remember? I shot him a glare through gritted teeth. Fine. You wrote the contract, you hold the interpretation rights. Adrian smiled. Exactly so, Skylar. This is one hell of a surprise, but a welcome one. Happy wedding day. His grin grated on me. Happy wedding day, and may next year's divorce day be just as festive. The grin hopped straight from his face to mine. That same afternoon, I moved into the manor outside town ringed by hills and water, the air laced with pine and drifting petals, every corner designed to delight me. I reclined on a chaise with my graphic novel. Sleep ambushed me before I knew it. Half dreaming, I felt warm brushes on my forehead, the tip of my nose, my lips, soft, damp, ticklish until I blinked awake. The familiar face hovered inches away. Habit took over and I wound my arms around him. Quit it, I'm sleeping. A laugh rumbled through his answer, tender and fond, Fully awake, I shoved Adrian back. What are you doing? Contract violation. The smile dimmed, he dropped onto the foot of the lounger. You hugged me first. Golden dust poured over him, softening the knife-edged cheekbones, the laughter in his eyes making him Caleb again. A sour ache rose in my chest. I turned away. You kissed me first. Then we're even. His gaze stayed pinned on me, blatant, burning. I scooped up the fallen comic and bolted inside. He always bends rules. I always lose the argument then and now. The room stretched out like my dream studio, plush white carpet, a top-tier display and tablet, pots of chubby pothos beside the desk, a balcony riot of blooms, a perfect workspace. I plunged into penciling. Lately my romance manga had picked up traction and a small loyal fandom, and every new scene felt electric. So deep in flow I didn't notice Adrian settle beside me until I turned and nearly jumped out of my skin. What are you doing? I locked that door. How did you get in? Adrian flashed a sly grin. I designed this house myself. Figured you might lock me out, so I kept a master key to every room. My face went cold. Adrian, this is a merger marriage, nothing more. I expect you to honor the agreement. Let's stay on our own sides of the line. His smile froze, the corners of his eyes flushing crimson with hurt. Skylar, I didn't know it was you when I drafted that damned prenup. Can't we just tear it up? I couldn't stand seeing him like this, my heart always caved. I had to turn away. No can do. I love that agreement, 1 year of acting and I pocket $100 million. Plus my dad's company turns a profit. Win-win, after the divorce I'll be a mini wealthy widow. No more ranged setups, no strangers. I'll keep whatever man I want. Adrian, that's the life I want. So even though you were a jerk when we first started texting, the second I read the fine print I was thrilled. No cuddling, no babies. And all I have to do is play your wife in public for 12 months. Adrian's voice quavered. But you said you liked me. You told me 100 times. How can you already be planning the divorce and planning to use my money to bankroll some other guy? He sniffed, chin lifting. Look, Skylar or Cameron, whatever you step into my orbit, you don't get to walk away. You kept saying you liked me. You don't get to bail the instant I finally like you back. I won't allow it. He stood, his shadow swallowing me, and a shiver rattled through my bones. A brittle smile cracked across his face, eyes blood-rimmed. You're afraid of me. How can you be afraid of me? He swiped the tears away with the back of his hand. I just lost control for a second. I'm sorry. If after the year, you still want, he broke off, voice choking, a divorce, respect that. You'll get everything promised. You don't have to be scared. He turned and walked out, step after slow step, while it felt like a fist squeezed my heart. My hand lifted on its own, fingers brushing his, needing to stop his pain, to wipe those tears. He spun around, eyes lighting up. I yanked my hand back, stammering, nothing, just never mind. Every morning Adrian hauled me out of bed for